M0FXB, welcome back to my Mazzy dog walks. Where is she? Anyway, let's talk about programming a radio using your computer. Now, I did used to do this a little bit many years ago when I had my, pretty sure, Yaesu 857817. But to me back then, you're talking 20 years ago, it wasn't, you had to get a serial cable, and I don't know, it just never really used it much. Nowadays, programming a radio using your PC is pretty much standard. Look at the success of RT Systems and Chirp. So it's a normal part of having a radio. Now, when it comes to DMR radios, you enter a whole new world, don't you? Because with DMR radios, and some of this might not be familiar to you, but you need the frequency, the shift in the frequency if you are using a repeater. So you need the input and the output frequency. Then you need the color code, the time slot, the talk group that it's going to transmit on. And when you start, factoring all these different parameters in, it's really confusing. And most people, I would say, are lost. And they tend to borrow a code plug, and a code plug is a term for the software that's being used on your PC, really. They borrow the code plug from a friend, and then they just put in their DMR number, tweak a couple of the frequency, settings, put their call sign in, put their DMR number in, and away they go. And even that, they will find difficult, yeah, because it is quite daunting when you're used to pushing buttons on a radio. Say a repeater shift, a normal repeater, not a DMR one. You put in the frequency, the minus or plus shift, the CT CSS. Even that can be confusing. So how do you feel about it? You get a radio like some people talk about the Radtel 880, the UV98, the triple receive radio with HF. You push one button, it's using HF radio, but it's only receive. Push another button, you're on airband, again only receive. But then another one, you're on VHF, UHF and CB transmit, and you can be using AM, FM, sideband. So that's a lot to take on board for one radio, yeah. And then imagine what the manual will look like, or and then they chuck in GPS and APRS, and you're lost. You can do triple PTT, multi-watch, APRS, iGate, Digipeater, it just goes on, doesn't it? So, how do you feel? Are you the kind of person that would just prefer, just turn the radio on, put the frequency in and away you go? Or do you like the learning curve? Do you enjoy that part, that you get a radio and the first time you turn it on your eyes glaze over with, there's so much to learn. I know the feeling. And I'm there with every radio I ever have, really. The difference is that I actually do get a buzz from the learning. And don't get me wrong, I learn on Monday, and on Tuesday I've forgotten. I have to keep going back to my videos, and this is why I even started my YouTube channel, was to remind myself how to use my own radios, even sometimes after several hours or even several minutes. Because you'll find that your short-term memory is the worst one. So you'll put in, say you want to put in GB3FI, you'll put in the receive frequency, and then you'll go to put in the transmit frequency, which you only put in 5 minutes ago, even 3 minutes, and you've forgotten it. And then it's like, oh, is it a minus or a plus? Or is it a shift of 600 kilohertz or 7.600 kilohertz? Yeah. And so I know it. Don't think just because I've made lots of videos and I've got lots of radios that I'm any different than all of you, yeah? But in the end, putting the parameters of your radio, memory channels and settings on your computer, and then sending it to a radio, Mazzy, and then sending it to a radio is a buzz. I think so, because you're typing it on a screen. I mean, Chirp's amazing. Have you ever gone into Chirp properly and realised that you can import all the repeaters from your area and send them to your radio in a couple of minutes? Honestly, look at the sort of file section, and then I can't remember it myself, but it's not hard. Click, and within 2 minutes you've put hundreds of repeaters in there, around your area, but also any area in the world. Then you've got banks of channels for marine and PMR and pretty sure GMRS. So don't ever think there's anything wrong with the fact that you like a radio to be nice and simple. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Great, good. But there's also nothing wrong with people that like to delve in and dig deep into a radio and find out its inner functions and really make the most and enjoy that radio. And the cost has nothing to do with it. Bowfungs, which is, the first Bowfung UV5R, one of the first, that's a very advanced radio to program. You try it. Try and put a repeater in a Bowfung without software. It's very advanced, and don't think the price has any benefit on it. And where it's made, what country it's made in the world, doesn't matter. What matters is, what does it do? Are you enjoying it? Is it your kind of thing? And that's it. So thanks for watching my YouTube channel. Mazzy's pulling me like crazy. 7-3, all the best.